Ignorance.
Yeah.
We back at it.
What is good, y'all?
Lex that.
It's your boy Kylie Watson, man, and we here, man. We here to talk some shit. We here to show some love, and we here to spread some information as usual.
You already
know. If you know about us, you know what time it is. What they say?
It's ignorant time.
No, it's hit that like and subscribe button.
I guess that, yeah.
If you want to get ignorant with us.
Yeah, for real. Ding, notifications.
Right.
What's goody, bro? What's goody, my guy? How you been, bro?
I've been chilling. I've been good. I got everything set up. I finally brought my laptop over here for us to, do a little bit more research, hands-on stuff, get into this.
Definitely.
Get into a little bit of information to see what we got going on.
How was your weekend, bro?
My weekend was great, man.
I'm over here asking him how was his weekend, and I was probably with him most of the weekend.
He actually didn't want to go. He actually wanted to go home early. We was having a party. We was having a great time. We was gambling and shit, making some money.
He ain't gonna talk about how I was taking their money.
No, correction. He didn't take my money. He took Doogie's money, which will be a host. Not a host, but you will see him in the future at some point on an episode. And we're going to actually ask him about that as well.
But nah. We definitely had a good weekend, though. I ain't going to front.
For sure.
You know. But now we back to it. It's the regular week. And we get back to work. Do what we do. Back to our regular lives,
Yeah, man.
Shout out to my man, Derek. The weekend was for him and shit.
Happy birthday, Derek. Happy birthday, Lele. Happy birthday, Doogie. AD, everybody birthday who it is. Shout out to my boy Ant. Happy birthday to you too. Yeah, we got a lot of friends whose birthdays just passed, and we were passed up, and we just got a little lit for them. If you notice, we was outside. We a little stuffy right now. Yeah. We a little stuffy.
Stuffy, all right.
We was getting lit, but what's crazy is over that weekend, as we were having a great time, real shit happens, and we went through a real situation actually that weekend that we had to kind of like break down as a group of men. I could say personally, like, I'm thankful for the friends that I do talk to on a daily, because without them I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing this. So with that, we kind of want to dive into our topic. You kind of dive into what we're talking about.
Yeah, because that whole situation, and I wish I could expand on it more, but long story short, it was pretty much a situation that made us kind of take a step back and be like, how would you deal with a situation like that? I
would say come together and think, how will we deal with a situation like that? And to be real, it's hard, especially in this age, in this time, 2022. I mean, we working on it. I think we are getting better. But being a man in 2022 and trying to express your feelings with all of this, like we talked about our last topic, you guys will see this in the future or sometime. I was talking about social media, that, with not only that, just a bunch of stuff that we dealing with in life, So, men's, mental health is something that we want to talk about. That's not really our main topic. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things today. But we're going to dive into that a little bit right now and and see where we can go with it. I definitely wanted to
bring up the mental health thing after that, because just someone that deals with bipolar depression and anxiety, like, boy, I'm going to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't be in the best of mindsets right now.
How do you keep saying in a world when when something's not right, and at the end of the day you still have to move as if something's right? That's serious, and sometimes you don't know that something's not right, and you still have to move accordingly. So we definitely want to talk about that today.
I said but yeah. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. But definitely. I feel like just like I said, someone dealing with bipolar depression. In certain situations, it's harder for me to cope with, and deal with. But I feel like that's something that's not talked about enough.
Yeah, right.
It's definitely not talked about enough when it comes to men. Amongst other men, or even with women or whoever. that brings me to one of my questions. Why do you think, when it comes to mental health, like, depression, things like that,
anxiety, bipolar, whatever it is, anger issues. I don't know what category that goes under, but things like that.
They're mental health issues.
Yeah, for sure.
Why do you think it's harder for grown men, our generation and before? Why do you think it's harder for us
to
speak on it,
to express? One, it starts with it's very deep where I'm about to go with this, Lex. So just understand where I'm going. But one, I think it starts with mental health, and anybody who sees this, definitely correct me in the comments. Definitely correct me if you know me personally and we talk, because I could be wrong. It could be a little bit more to that. But yeah, I think it starts with just education, like as minorities specifically. We don't necessarily have the education to understand that we're dealing with something mentally, or mentally we are unstable, and before we can get to the point of knowing what it is that is wrong with us, we have to know that there's something wrong to begin with. If you're walking around thinking that everything is just okay, or this is just how normal people act because you know that's what your household or your peers and everything you have, everybody's kind of similar, then you don't realize there's an issue. But when you get to an area where you're in a different space and you're an adult, you're not always in the same areas as your peers, and that's where you, as an adult, you start to realize, like, wait a minute, there's something not necessarily right. I didn't necessarily express, or these certain things that I didn't get to talk to people about, and even when I did, it was like, man up. It was man up. And it's like, it's not necessarily anything that you can man up from. So yeah, and I think why we don't express it is because half of us don't know, and then when we do know, it's almost too late sometimes. But we need to get to that point of realizing that we need to get to it before it's too late. So yeah, for sure. That's my answer. I would say.
I definitely agree with you, and I think one of the big things, like I said, the younger generation, when it comes to the younger men, younger males, they talk about it a lot more. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's more of a generation thing to, like what you said. In our generation, it was, oh, you not feeling this, you not, man up. Oh, you feeling down, or you feel like, you don't belong, well, man up. So I definitely agree. I agree with you on that, definitely. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why it takes men more time to understand, deal, and probably even cope with it, because I know a lot of people that are hesitant to even seek help,
right?
And I'll tell you this firsthand, it doesn't hurt.
I was hesitant to seek help. I'm still hesitant. It's not like I don't want to seek help. I don't know how to go about it. It's certain things that, like, you don't get taught how to go about them things.
No, I agree with you.
It's
because to be honest, I thought I was going to be taking pills and all this shit and feeling doped out, and it's not even the case, though. You know what I'm saying? It's literally, I go and I see a therapist. Before it was once a week. But, over the years, it changed up and shit, and now it's like maybe twice a month. Nothing major, but it still helps.
Right.
It helps. It keeps me out of that funk and that depression where I really don't want to do shit. Because there's times where, I can be fucking extremely fucking happy.
Right.
And literally the next instant
I'm just not here anymore. I'm ready to go.
So, and that tends to fuck with me a lot when it comes to interaction and being social with people. Because a lot of people like, hey, this motherfucker was wild just 2 seconds ago, and now he over here just all in the corner to himself, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't want to fuck with nobody. So, like, it kind of, it was like, actually, we had that same situation. Where you're like, oh, motherfucker, Lex, don't check up, and da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
And I had explained to you, like, yo, bro, it's not, it's just, when I get into that mood.
Right.
I get into that mood. Unless you could absolutely come in here and pull me the fuck out.
You know what's crazy? Um, you know, I and we spoke on it, but that's another thing I wanted to speak on. Like even in those situations, I know, like even when you don't, like as a person who suffers from depression, like, you know, I know like you probably don't want that person to pull you out of that shit, but you know,
You need it.
and you need it, and
You need it.
I don't think people realize. Me personally, sometimes I didn't realize what I was doing. I would do it to my father all the time because he suffers from depression, and I would just do it to him all the time. I would make him because it was like, what are you doing?
Like what it is like our body, like what our mind. It's weird. Like a part of our mind is like go, and then the other part is like the part that takes over is like nah.
Yeah.
So it's like you need that reassurance.
I need the raw version of that because, like, for me personally, I think that that's a part of, you know, suffering from depression. Like, you don't show that, you know, everybody puts it in a commercial way, if you know what I mean, because we need to know as the people who are with you, because if somebody wasn't like, and I could, you know, people could say, you know, some people may not like it, some people may not appreciate it, but me, bro, if we would have grew up when we were younger, kids, and you know, your mom would have called me or whatever, like he's not feeling it, I would have been at your crib like, bro, get the fuck out the bed, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm that type of person and I just can't help it, you know what I'm saying? But just thinking like some people, I feel like need that, and if we understood in certain situations a little bit more on that aspect, what that mentality is like, or what it's like, we sometimes, like for me, it'd be a person like me where it's like, oh, you know what, maybe today I may let him rock, but also it might be something to me like, you know what, I won't let them rock.
Yeah.
So what?
I agree with you 100%. And like the way we coming at it is not like, oh, man up. No, it's get the fuck up. Let's go. We about to go do some shit. If you're not feeling it, well, we still about to go do some shit. You could talk to me.
But what is it? What is it about? What is it about your body that makes you feel like, no?
It's just when I'm in that mood, my body feels like it has no energy.
I heard. I understand that part.
Like to the point where even the things that I find joy doing, it's not fun. To where like I would literally just lay there in bed and be like, whatever, like I don't care, and that's usually the start of it. And then it goes to me not wanting to take showers and shit, just to me just working, sleeping, working, sleeping, and then if I'm not sleeping, I'm in my fucking head. Why am I where I'm at? Why am I, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people like, oh, you know, you make your life what it is, and I get that. I definitely do. But at the same time, when you deal with a lot of that shit, that is one of the big things. Like one of the main things that I know when I get into my, like when I really do break down, my son, because it feels like, oh, I'm at this age and I can't say like, yo, I can leave you this. You know, God forbid I was to pass away.
Right.
Like I'm leaving you with nothing. Or there's times where I feel like I'm just not even a good father. You know? And that's probably, I would say, one of the bigger things. But then it's also just dealing with a lot of anxiety and then just a lot of shit, like even for work, trying to be the best. You know how I am. Be the best manager there is where I'm at and run shit to a high efficient level, and that shit tends to take a toll.
Right.
Because it's like no matter what you're doing, it's always, oh, I need you to do this.
Right.
And it's never congratulations or good job on doing this or good job on. It's just, oh, you did. All right, I need. So it's never, and I know it sounds petty, but sometimes just that little bit of, good shit could change your day.
So would you say like yourself, it's not self-belief, but when in those times like you like that,
I have no confidence.
Yeah, even when if you were to get recognition, you wouldn't even.
I wouldn't take it.
You wouldn't take that recognition.
I'm like, nah, it's everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else put in the effort. Yeah. Type shit. Yeah.
Nah, that's humble. That's being humble, but also in a way, no, you're No, and that's serious because I feel like that's another thing. I mean, I do that in a way, and I think I can't. I was about to say normal people, and that's another thing that we say because you're a normal person just like me. We are normal people, but also like I don't know. I could have depression. I could have any of that. I don't go to therapy. I haven't went to therapy, and it's not because
I say go.
yeah, for sure. I definitely want to. I don't know what it is. I don't trust well. I'm starting to realize that like, my trust is not there
I was
for
the same
people.
way,
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't want. The first thing I did when I saw the therapist was like, I'm here because I know I need some help,
right,
but I don't want to be pumped full of
right.
pills.
I wasn't worried about that because no matter what pills you give me, it's gonna be hard for me to take them unless
Yeah,
you give me a
I
serious
feel you. I
diagnosis.
feel you. I know me though. If the doctor was like, "Oh, you got to," I'd be, you know
Nah,
what I'm saying. The
pack
next
it
thing
up.
I know, I'm like this,
Right, yeah, nah,
and
pack
that's
it
what
up.
I don't want.
And I mean, I think I'm stable enough to where I know there's something not right, but I don't know what it is, and my trust is that bad for people. Like I don't. It's fucked up, like But I've done so much for people to where my trust can be, I can't say, oh, my trust should be fucked up, but like, I'm I'm protective of my trust. I don't want to just be telling somebody this and this is not okay, and you like, oh, you trying to drug me up. Now we have a problem because like you knew I didn't want that, doc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. So,
So
and I feel like a lot of people have that. I won't say fear, but that
it is a fear.
fear.
It's a
I was
fear
gonna
for
say,
me at least.
you
I
know,
would say for me it's a fear.
however you want to say it.
Yeah,
Fucking, they just have that.
yeah,
That second thought about it, like the
Right.
vaccine people, like, oh, maybe it could help, but I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
Right. I'm not judging anybody that got the vaccine. If you for or against the vaccine, just
But
side note, that's not. I'm neither here nor
yeah,
there about that.
so nah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I definitely could agree with you and feel where you coming from, but also at the same time, I would say it's good to go seek help. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it, and this is coming from your brother.
So I feel that. I respect that.
You
Not
already know.
only because like I said, I was talking to a friend of mine, like even in this was just the other day. This was after everything that we went through this weekend. Which we ain't go through much. We had a fun time. I just want to clarify that we ain't go through anything. But my man's was just going in like, yo, niggas don't care. People don't give a fuck about what you got going on. Your circle. How as a man do you talk? This is all over social media, and I'm like, I reach out to him like, bro, you could call me. Just because I hit everybody, that's just how I am as a person. Like I just try to reach out to everybody I can because I know how it is to be a person, and you kind of like you're not sure who you can talk to about certain shit that's gonna be non-judgmental. You feel me? Like I might me personally keep the things that you telling me in my mind, but I'm not gonna tell anybody. But I'm gonna still mentally make sure that's why I reach out to people. Like I said, it's just because you never know. So anyway, he reached out to the chat, kind of getting in, going in about how he felt about certain things. We joked about it, but it was like me, to be honest, like still at the end of the day, I'm joking with you. But even though I'm joking with you, bro, still reach out, bro, because these is just jokes, and it wasn't his personal situation.
Mechanism.
Right.
Because I'm the same way. I joke about shit, and it's just my way of not showing, like, yo, I'm going through this.
Right. And
I know.
And we all go through stuff, but the crazy thing about it was I reached out. I'm like, bro, like not to be funny, it's hard to reach out to a chat and really say like, oh, this is what I'm going through, because people is gonna joke. Even though it was light work, the joke was really about what he did, not necessarily even specifically the personal situation that he was going through. When he brought that up, it was more so like, yo, like, nigga, we know, everybody go through stuff, but it wasn't the whole group chat. And I was trying to reach out and tell them like, that's not what that group chat is even for. That's why you gotta have outlets. You gotta have outlets and things like that. That's an important thing too, to have outlets if you don't have a therapist. But a therapist is gonna be your best outlet, from what I'm told, and from just even me talking to a lot of people who just have experience with being in therapy. Like, the biggest thing is understanding that even though that's your friend is not always gonna be the person that can hold down these, what you telling them. They can't always understand your experience.
They
Sometimes you need to take it to a professional.
You want to hide it from, so they can't notice.
I would never do that. Like, I'm not that type of person, but I understand how people can have that thought.
So, yeah, I got a good one, though. I got a good one for you. Speaking of, like, the doctors and the medical shit and everything, right? How do you feel on cannabis as a medical, I guess, prescription to deal with depression and bipolar and shit like that? How do you feel? Because I can tell you how I feel, and I feel like that's the best.
Okay.
That's the best solution.
Hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you my thought.
Now, hold on, I'm not finished
Oh,
yet.
okay.
I'm not finished.
I'm listening.
But I feel like it's the best solution, but I feel like it needs to be used in a dosage manner, because at the end of the day, you sit there and you smoking weed all goddamn day. You feel me? You ain't never gonna know if you got depression.
Yeah. How you know? But wait.
So I feel like it needs to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're feeling that way or something, like boom, or you wake up in the morning, you hit it, boom. You get off of work, boom. About to go to sleep, boom, and then that's kind of my rotation. I'm just putting that out there.
All right, so it's funny that you asked and answered your own question.
But that was my opinion. I want yours though.
That was funny, but also give me 5 seconds. So from my perspective, as far as how I feel about like medicinal, like marijuana medicinally, for mental health issues, I'm 100% for it. There's I'm not gonna tell anybody how to take the doses. Everybody works different jobs.
I feel
Everybody
like you
has a
smoke all
different
your
career.
dosage in one sitting.
Me? For
Yeah.
sure not. But the only reason I would say that is because I'm already marijuana medically induced all the time. I can't say all the time, but like when I need to. I'm not I smoke. I've been trying to slow down personally. Also, that's just what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like from my perspective, it's kind of hard to say because I don't really know, and that's the biggest thing. From my perspective, I know I said that like 30 times, but from my perspective,
31.
Right. I can't really say because I don't have from a non-person who doesn't go to therapy, and that's what I'm diagnosed with, the fear of going and finding out that there's something wrong with me.
You know that there is, though. And if you know that, that's number one.
I'm not sure. I just know that there's things that I need to work on as a person. Some things that wouldn't be necessarily diagnosed because of how I feel. Like I can tell people the truth about how I feel, and then the problem is, well, I'm on it. I know about it. So now it's like, well, do you really have an issue? You know what I'm saying? Like just because of that, simple thought, like because I know I can diagnose everything that's going on with me, and it's like, so I don't know. I still need to go to therapy because that doesn't mean shit. But
I'm not a doctor.
Me either.
But it sounds like you got bipolar depression, my guy.
Why is that?
It's like me.
What's that?
Like you can't really pinpoint why, but it just comes out.
I mean, but I'm not a person that's I'm not gonna lay down.
Are you crazy?
Huh?
Are you crazy?
Like what? Yes.
Crazy.
I don't know. Isn't that mental health issues? Ain't that a similar form? And that's like
crazy?
a rude way. That's like a disrespectful way to call somebody.
No, I think
crazy is positive in certain situations too, in certain aspects. Yeah. Crazy is not all necessarily.
I feel like it's different.
It's not bad all the time.
No, but now what I meant was like, I didn't mean to say like, you're crazy, but
that's like calling a short person a midget. Like. Mental health versus crazy, right?
Yeah, but fucking what you call it? So I remember before we started recording, you was telling me about this situation that you had, you know, a few years back, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh man, why you do this like the most A1 podcast question asker, like you Vlad or somebody?
Nah, well,
it's just me and you.
I know it's me and you,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. You was talking about it before
So burst the bubble.
Us talking
burst the bubble.
or whatever
just,
about you going viral.
Like
you going viral on the internet.
That was,
you know what I'm saying? In GameStop, you know, for
I didn't go
viral.
Somebody else went viral. I wish I did, but I kind of did in a way.
Yeah.
But and I was talking about that because like that was very important to like a mental health thing. Like I was saying that, like I said again, because people were laughing at me. Like it was funny. It was like, oh, you know, nigga wanted this game back, $60 on fucking GameStop.
I don't mean to cut you off. When I seen it, I thought it was funny, but.
What did you think? No, I mean you could tell me your honest thought, and then from there I would tell you.
Hilarious. I was like, "Yo, he wildin'."
Right.
But I already knew you at the time.
Right. You knew me.
Seen it.
It's funny. That's funny.
So,
you knew me, but you didn't know me well.
Yeah.
You know.
So I was just like, "Oh shit, I ain't fucking with why he crazy."
Right.
That was my first. You know, it wasn't over this, over that. It was not.
That's another thing too.
Crazy.
People think I'm crazy or whatever.
He not.
But it's like I really had a mental breakdown, and people looked at it and they laughed. People that were close to me, they brought it to me like, oh, this is funny. And it's like, don't get me wrong, like I wasn't mad about it. Like it was funny to me like that, you know, after a while. Like when it first happened, I was like, oh man, I'm about to go viral. My family, everybody about to judge me. But I had to understand, like, you know, at the same time, like I didn't really care how many people judged me. Like I had to realize like that was like a really a huge wake up for me on like as far as like, yo, like you need to figure out what is going on with you. It still didn't help me like improve. Like I'm still working on it as far as like going to therapy and shit like that. But I knew like, yo, you're fucking, I don't know what to call it. And I just was out of control. But not super out of control at that point. That was something that hit the fan, and I feel like that was a highlight for me and not for everybody, but me also to realize like, yo, you need to slow down and figure out what's going on with you. Not only did you already have issues before everything really hit the fan, but at the same time, like you can't get to this point, and not only can you get to this point, but look at what happened. You've already doing this, and with everything that's been added to your load, look at what you did, and now it's viral. Everybody can see it. Your grandmother, great grandmother, you know, people looking at you crazy. But like that was the biggest thing. I lost a lot of people in the situation, and people didn't understand. Like mentally, I was going through something. I had a lot of shit on my plate. I had an issue. I had a lot of issues I was dealing with that people didn't know. And like for me, like the reaction of laughing, that was the biggest thing. It wasn't that it hurt me, but it really made me understand like, damn, like even people that's cool with you that kind of your reputation could have been whatever, which I didn't know because I never cared. But at the same time, like people can look at you and be like, yo, I'm going to laugh at this, you know, like what's going on, or like, you know, try to reach out and speak to you about it. It's like, it's cool. But at the same time, like, I'm going through some real shit.
Yeah.
You know, that was definitely the biggest part. I'm going through some real shit, and nobody really reached out to me and was like, yo, you alright, bro? And that's the crazy
just,
part.
Yo, you was wild. Yo,
matter of fact, shout out to my nigga Sandman, man, because he probably the only person that reached out to me, and we wasn't even all the way there. And he reached out to me like, yo, you good, bro? Like, you alright? Number one person, for real, for real.
I feel you, bro.
But that was a real moment in my life. That's funny.
Nah, but shit, hey,
what made you bring that shit up?
What made me bring it up?
Yeah, because I was talking about it earlier.
Nah, you definitely, because you was talking about it earlier, and I felt like it definitely was something that could be talked about.
Right.
Like, that was one of the other things that I kind of wanted to bring up on. Like, to me personally, I do think social media is a thing that tends to fuck with people's mental health. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, for instance, like, you went through a complete breakdown, and instead of
Complete
anybody
breakdown.
just being like, yo, you good and everything, they stood there and recorded that shit and then uploaded it to the internet.
You know what's funny? It was only two of us like that didn't work at GameStop in the store. So it was one person directly that I knew. I didn't know him, but like he worked at the spot. You know, he posted it, and you know, it was because I did it. Like I wasn't necessarily. I was mad because I didn't want to be embarrassed like that. But at the same time, like there's not a lot of people that can handle that type of embarrassment, and I did, and didn't go crazy, like even crazier. I think I was already crazy. Like you couldn't, you know, there's things I needed to work on. I guess crazy is not the right word, but there was things I needed to work on prior to that. So once I got to that point, it was like, whoa, you need to figure this out like right now.
Nah, and that's like my thing. Like I feel like even from, you know, people being recorded and then being uploaded, having a mental breakdown, or just people that deal with depression and self-esteem issues and things like that, and tend to go on social media and see those things, and it's like it doesn't help your mental if you're looking at something or you're reading something that would tend to offend you. Or
you know what's crazy, like if you're speaking on like seeing something like that every day,
we see it every day though.
No, are you talking about things that offend you, or are you talking about seeing yourself offending yourself on social media?
Offend yourself? What?
Like, just imagine like somebody who would actually be on social media going through and they did something so viral like what I did, and then they're just going through scrolling, looking at that like all the time, or they just search it. Like, I would never be that person. It happened. I didn't know if that's what you were referencing.
What I meant by is like just the people that deal with, you know, depression and all that, and then anxiety and shit like that, and then especially in the newer generation with the younger generation, I feel like that shit tends to fuck with them a little more than it fucks with us, because we can look at it and be like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? But like that younger generation literally think that is everything.
It is everything for them.
You get what I'm saying? So
it's
now
tough.
It's like, oh, they want to do this. They, like for instance, like with streaming, matter of fact, that was something that I had to take a step back from, because me doing it, at first I loved this shit, but as I started to learn more and started to figure shit out, and then comes down with going live and having the viewership you have and the shit, like, you know, not accomplishing what you wanted to accomplish, that shit could fuck with you and you could get burned out from it.
So,
and and I had to take a step back, because it definitely was something that at first took me out of that funk and that depression, but then as time went on, months went on, and I wasn't seeing the progress that I felt like I could have, it started to fuck with me.
My question to you about that was like, what was it about it that it was the not seeing the success from the consistent work that you were doing that was the issue?
I felt like that.
No, I can understand.
And it's not
that.
even so much seeing the success. It's just
Seeing
building
the
that
work.
audience and that community.
Because that's
that
what
I
you were
could
trying to
vibe
build.
with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it just wasn't there, and it fucked with me, because I put a lot of time into it, a lot of money into it, a lot of effort, and you know, I tend to have to take a step back, because it started to fuck with my psyche. It started to fuck with my mental. I started to feel depressed again.
So streaming made you like it kind of. I mean, I could see how it puts a lot of stress on you too.
It kind of triggered that.
I could definitely see how it puts a lot of stress on you, because it you know, for me, you know, like I said, like I'm the same way. Like me and you were both streaming, and I love streaming. Seeing like, it's, and I feel like it's a lot of work for the viewers to have to go to a whole different like site of social media to watch you do something like that. So I definitely can understand how it was a toll, for you, because I went through it and I know you went through it, and I feel like I seen the success I wanted to see from it, and I still, with the work and more consistent work, I would have seen it. I feel like Rome isn't built in a day, and I still feel like your window is there if you chose to be there, of course. But in regards to that, it's just don't, like it. I can see how it does that, but don't, a lot of people let the hump stop them, and that's the biggest part about anything is like
you get over that big ass sand dune, you should be good.
You did all that. You did all that for how they showed the picture of the dude who was digging into the wall the whole time, and once he quit, the goal was right on the other side.
Yeah,
I feel like that all the time. Like I will quit just like everybody else, and that's the part that people don't understand about prevailing. And even when you have mental health issues, it's like, and that's why like sometimes I question it, because like anytime that I'm like, that might be my mental health issue. Anytime like it's time for me to stop digging, you know what I'm saying? Like I can quit. And before I walk out of that tunnel, I'm like, nah. And then guess what happens? I see a little gold come through, like a little coin or two, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna keep, cause it's there, and it's there. I gotta keep going, So that's, I think that's the biggest part about it with people with mental health issues, and I could still, whatever the case may be, but that's the thing about everything is like at the end of the day, like that light or that gold is gonna be at the end of whatever you worked hard for. So in that type of aspect with the streaming, with people always get like, some people get to the top of the mountain, some people get to the middle of the mountain and don't make it,
keep their ass at the bottom,
right?
Keep fighting.
But some people is there and prepared to get to the mountain and don't know how they're gonna get down, and something they figure out, what, I'm gonna get down this way, but I'm gonna get to the top. So just keep doing what you're doing, as far as that regard. I would say that much.
Nah, but definitely I had to take a step back because the mental.
But still take the step back if you feel like it's too much, because I like this Lex, we'll be doing a lot better,
But fucking no, but I definitely do feel like things that are associated with social media can definitely fuck with someone's psyche, and it's something that I feel like a lot of us will have to deal with, because it's not going to go nowhere.
It's not going anywhere.
So it's just like I said, like if you deal with any type of depression, anything, get some help. Like it doesn't hurt. And
if you're dealing with any mental health issues, definitely go out. And
I'll be honest, if you a grown ass man, it don't matter if you got wife, kids, all that, and you feel like you got something and you dealing with something, go seek help.
Right.
Because
he's talking to me.
That shit could save your life.
He's talking to me right now, guys.
No, I'm not. I'm
talking to everybody, but I'm one of those people.
General.
So I'm only saying that to say, like, I'm one of those people. Just like he's talking to you guys, it's me too. So understand, like, I feel the same way as y'all in certain aspects, but we have to. These are things that, as black men,
yes.
Or Spanish men, Hispanic men. I'm sorry, I always say that fucking wrong. Hispanic men.
And I feel like that is a major thing. So you have to, because you deal with so much, bro. We deal with a lot.
Right.
But as a black man, bro, you deal with a lot.
Right.
Like, you got to worry about making sure you can fend for yourself. But at the same time, the same people that's supposed to protect you are out to get you.
Sometimes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying all of them. But,
yeah, it's not,
you know, you deal with so many of them that are like that. It's to the point where that's why you get that mindset to where, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that's hard. Like you have to deal with that. also trying to go out there and make it in the world when people don't want to give you the opportunity to do it.
I mean, it's definitely difficult, especially based on my circumstances. I'm not even from the area that I live in, and I grew up here for a little bit. But yeah, I can definitely see how it's not easy for anybody. I'm not gonna hold it on just our color, but it is our color too that has a difficult shot at it. Minorities, as well. Everybody has a difficult shot at it, except for certain aspects.
Hey, y'all
certain
need to
people,
man up, nigga.
But
damn, I
yeah,
gotta stop
right.
saying that. But
But that's the thing, manning up.
yeah,
Everybody wants you to
but
man
don't
up, but
need
that's
to.
what
No, but I'm saying you don't need to.
that is a part of it.
Go
Like
ahead, get
manning
some
up
help.
is just bigger than like
'Cause
I
that
think
should've
we need to
helped you.
change the stigma of man up, because I don't feel like my definition of manning up isn't I think manning up is going to therapy. Man the
go
fuck
get some
up.
help.
Manning
Yep.
up is that's what that is.
Man up
so
and get some fucking help. And there's for all
I
the
think
men
that's
out
our
there.
hottest take is manning up is really like it's everything. You know what manning up is. When if you need therapy, you need to work on yourself, man up. Get that shit
Man
done.
up and get some help.
Right.
Because we all deal with this, and I won't say we all, but a lot of us deal with it. Single fathers,
It's not everybody,
single men,
but it's a lot of us.
married men. A lot of us deal with this shit, and a lot of people don't understand the weight that we tend to carry on our shoulders.
So shit like this. Lex got some
Regardless-
chancletas on right now.
Yo, why
And I
you
want y'all to
hating on
know
my
that right now.
chancletas?
His toes is hanging out the front of his chancletas
No,
too.
they not. That's because I got more. Why you stupid, man? I'm over here trying to be
He being
serious.
serious. I know. We having a great moment, but I just
Oh,
had to say that real quick.
He peeped it. He was like, "Let me get this out real quick."
Yeah. I
There
was
he
looking
go.
because I was like,
There
yo,
he
he's
go.
spitting some real shit, and his toes was hanging out his chancletas real quick.
But nah, all jokes aside, though.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, like you said, bro, man up and get some help. I can't stand his ass right now. You see?
But we being serious, but we had to have a little laughing moment only
we did.
because like we've been so serious. We've been doing a great job, you know what I'm saying?
But
Because this is a real topic. I mean, it's easy for us to talk about this.
not yet. But like, it's a lot of shit. Like I was saying, it's a lot of shit that's on our shoulders that a lot of people might not know about, that we might not tend to show them. But if that's the case, then get some help.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Be able to talk to someone. Sometimes a friend's not always the best. And I'm not telling you to go to a fucking doctor and just get fucking drugged up. No.
Right.
Talking about like, yo, go talk to that therapist or something like that. And I guarantee you feel a lot better. I know I do. And sometimes I don't talk about shit. I'll be honest. Oh, you want to hear a story?
What's up?
So
I'm
there's
listening.
the story. There's the story about me smoking weed and her
Okay.
telling me to stop smoking weed.
Because you did say something about how weed helps as
Yeah.
well.
So she was like, she goes, oh, so I came in that day. I ain't had no bug. So I was, ooh, you know those days.
Irate as a motherfucker.
So- And she goes, oh, it's good to see you. And I'm like, what you mean? She was like, every time you come in here, you always high because I know you smoke a lot of weed.
You like,
She
I
goes,
don't got
but
time
she
for
goes,
that.
it seems like you're sober today.
Right.
And oh man. And then she go on to tell me, oh, maybe you want to like stop smoking weed or slow down. I go, I slow down. I ain't stop smoking. And she was like, all right, well, that's why I said it does help if you use it in a prescribed kind of way.
Okay.
So
she wants you to come there sober. Why don't you go there sober?
I do now.
You should go there sober all the time.
Nah.
No. I feel like you should because, I mean, you going to be mad in the motherfucker. Ain't that the best time to go? I would call her every time I'm not smoking. I don't think that's a lot of times, but I would call her every time I'm not smoking weed. Like, you know what? Like, I need to see
Nah,
her.
but yeah, nah, she, but she cool about it though. She cool. She was like, as long as you not overdoing it, shit like that. Sometimes I overdo it. I ain't gonna lie, but I like to smoke weed. It's my thing. But
1-2 player.
1-2 player. But all jokes aside, mental health is serious. I say seek help. talk to a friend.
I guess he closing out, y'all, because that's what it sound like.
What?
He closing out?
See,
That's
like,
what it sound like.
why he always do this? Every time I'm about to close out and start finishing it
Because
up.
he don't say, like, I'm about to close out real quick, y'all.
There's
Or
no need to
announce
say
it.
I'm gonna close
You can
out.
announce
You
to
can feel
me?
it coming.
Nah,
you can feel it.
kinda.
You
I
to
just
feel
felt
it
it the
coming.
first time. This
Where's
is the first
chemistry?
time I felt
Where's
like he
the
was closing out,
chemistry?
and I said some shit. But didn't I say some shit for the first time? Because this is only our second episode. So kind of how the fuck am I gonna know that he was closing out just then? Unless we have chemistry. Duh. Fuck is wrong with you?
He knew it was coming. That's why
yeah.
he said it.
So go ahead and close out. I'm fucking
I'm not
listening.
closing. You closing. That's it. Nah.
See how he set me up? You see how he set me up?
But mental health is real. And like my man Wise said, man up and get some help if you need it. This is for all the men out there. Single men, fathers, all that shit. Get some help. Why?
Oh, you need me to help you, huh?
No.
You need some help.
Get some fucking
You need
help.
some help on this close out. I got you. Alright, so
I've been trying to be serious this whole time. We can't say
I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, yo, he gonna have to cut some of this laughing out.
Nah.
But even if you don't, fuck y'all. But no, I love y'all. That's the point. So, you know, no, for real. Well, with all that being said, yo, this was definitely a beautiful segment, just because of, you know, what the whole topic was about, just what we were talking about in general. You know, just making sure, you know, as a man, you healthy. You staying positive, you staying in the mindset you need to be. It's tough, you know, as us just moving on a daily basis. This ain't just for minority, you know, men. This is for all men, you know. It's tough for all men to, you know, express our feelings. So at the end of the day, you know, just
you gotta be big and tough.
yeah,
Brr.
just, you know, I mean, still be big and tough and do what you want if that's what you choose. You know what I'm saying? If you have people that understand you being whoever you are, this ain't even just for straight men, you know, pause, you know. It is still gay men too, you know, whoever, you know, at the end of the day, still, you know, express yourself, find your outlets. Therapy. It's not to be funny. Like, this is, even though I laughed, you know, this is, I have no disrespect, you know, when what I'm saying, because as men in general, you know, if you look at yourself as whatever, you know, this is what this is about. Just being healthy, just being positive, just trying to get to where you need. So with that being said, y'all, we about to close this segment out, man, and we appreciate y'all for listening. We love y'all. You know, if anybody, you know, talk shit to us in the comments, you don't like what we said, hey, it ain't gonna fuck with us. You know, it's actually gonna help us. We're gonna appreciate it. Even if it did hurt us, we're gonna come back and be stronger from it. So thank y'all, and definitely, like we said, you know what I'm saying, tap that like and subscribe button, and stay positive. That's the number one thing, man. We out. Kylie and Lex, man. Delete this shit, bro. Delete all that shit, Peggy. The last 10 seconds now. You can't freestyle and not have no doo-doo shit. That's all I'm saying.